The organization or org structure is a hierarchical structure comprised of individual org units that are arranged in parent-child relationships. This tutorial provides an example overview of a basic org structure and its org units while discussing how you can use this structure to organize your company in D2L learning environment. This is an example of a basic org structure. The organization, department, course template, and course offering org units are required. All other org units are optional ways to define the hierarchy. We will discuss each org unit individually. Note, semesters are customizable org units that divide course offerings into time-based categories, such as a year's quarter. However, many companies choose not to use this optional org unit. First, we will discuss the organization org unit, which is highlighted in orange. The organization org unit, also known as the My Home page in D2L learning environment, is the highest level of the structure and represents your entire company. At this level, you can define elements that will be common to all users throughout the entire company, such as the default homepage. For this example, we look at the org structure for the fictional company Hamilton Incorporated. Next, we'll look at custom org units. You can tailor custom org units to create an additional level or levels of structure between the organization and department org units. These optional org units can be parallel or hierarchical to each other. If you have multiple divisions, it can be helpful to divide your org structure by these locations if they host a unique set of course offerings. For example, the Canadian and US divisions are custom org units that comprise the overall company. Departments are mandatory org units that divide the org level or custom org units. Department org units organize courses and learners within the overall hierarchy. You can define these org units however you'd like. For example, a department org unit can represent a subject or career level. In this example, the department org units house the human resources and finance departments. Next, we will discuss course templates. Course templates add an extra level of structure between departments and course offerings. They act as a container that collects related course offerings. Note, course templates and course offerings have a parent-child relationship. Course offerings must be the child of a course template. For example, Hamilton Incorporated subdivides their Human Resources Department into onboarding and health and safety categories. Course templates group together course offerings that fall within these categories. Next, we will discuss course offerings. Course offerings are the courses in which learners are enrolled and where they access their learning materials. In general, facilitators populate a course offering. Learners access course offerings from the organization homepage using the course selector on the minibar. In this example, Hamilton Incorporated offers two specialized health and safety courses, Fire Safety and Workplace Hazards. You can further subdivide course offerings into sections. Sections allow administrators or facilitators to subdivide a course offering into multiple sections. This is especially useful for dividing large class lists into more manageable units. In this example, the fire safety training is subdivided into two sections to indicate their office location, Kitchener or Waterloo. Groups provide an additional layer of structure to the hierarchy. Groups divide a course offering for the purpose of group work. You can create multiple categories for groups and enroll learners into one or more groups. Note, sections divide the class list into distinct chunks. Groups allow organized collaboration. In this example, the class is divided into two collaborative groups for a project. Finally, we will discuss semesters. Semesters are an optional org unit. You can use semesters to divide course offerings into time-based categories. You can choose not to implement semesters if your organization offers open-ended course offerings that continue for unspecified amounts of time, with new users enrolling whenever they like. Org structures are flexible in their composition. You can tailor org units to best fit your organization's purpose. This is an example of an out-of-the-box organization structure. You can customize additional org units to structure your company. As a best practice, you should liaise with D2L implementation consultants to design and create the ideal organization structure.